Hello, my name is Zombie Zero. Welcome to a new game. Or should I? Well, no, let's start over for a second. Welcome back to a new game, or should I say, welcome back to resuming a trilogy I started working on a few years ago after my first playthrough of the SOM files. And well, since it feels like we're starting a new part of trilogy every year since. I think it's time to finish up the Phoenix Wright trilogy. I might need to adjust the audio levels because yeah. I was gonna say it's time to finally resume and hopefully finish the Phoenix Wright trilogy. A lot of quality. There's been some updates, but as well as some free update apparently that's coming later this year. But by the time that happens, we'll definitely be done. But we played through Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, the first game of the trilogy 2 years ago. Last year we played the second part of the trilogy, Jusice For All. And now we're gonna go do Trials and Tribulations. I didn't look at the episode selection. I think that's new, but it leads to spoilers. I don't want to spoil myself, so. Actually, we could check how long it's been between each of the trilogy sessions. Because my old saves are still there, so 2023 Ace Attorney, mid last year, Justice For All, and now May 23rd as of today's words, as of today's date. So same questionable voice acting as always. I probably rusty will remember some of these voices, so apologies in advance. But let's get started. Episode 1, Turnabout Memories. Also my mouse tray, not a good sign. Hopefully audio levels are better than or good enough. I got Jurassic Pass. Five years earlier, Mia Fey, second trial. Yeah, I've learned from the past few games, don't try to voice act at the beginning because it ends terribly. April 11th, 9:40 a.m. District Court, defendant lobby number 3. Also, is Mia actually I was talking to Phoenix. All right. Ew, it's finally time. I'm kind of nervous. Oh, Mr. Grossberg, good morning. Ah, Mia, please calm yourself down. You're gonna get yourself arrested for suspicious behavior, you know. I remember you. I remember that smug mustache. What are you talking about? I am relaxed, Mr. Grossberg. Look at me, I'm relaxed. Go with my apples. You obviously haven't got the temperament to be a lawyer. Curiosity. Okay, I'm spoiling myself by seeing that there is a Phoenix Wright. I'm so sorry. Just that I'm so nervous today. And that's right. This is your first time in the big leagues, isn't it? Well, never you fear, my dear. I am Marvin Grossberg. I'm at your service. Actually, this is my second time in court. Still, you surprised me. What, with your earnest request last night? Let me handle this case, he suddenly said. Quite forcefully, too. Just found out yesterday. About the case, I mean. Why, and you've already learned all the relevant facts? Well, about that, you see, of course I have. I think. Oh dear. In any case, don't let your clients see you're so nervous. See the poor young man in the pink sweater over there? That's their client. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Trying to keep smiling, Mia. I just want to say I'll give it all I got. Yeah, it'll be fine. Nope. I'm not seasoned. He is very sick. Oh, what's wrong? You have a cold or something, Mr. Wright? Actually, it's right. Like, the Flying Brothers. We'll screw it up all the time. And yes, I have a cold. That's what this mask is for. My dog says this way I won't give it to anyone else. Kind to others, he says. Right, Mr. Wright. You have nothing to fear in court today. If you're truly innocent, I promise I'll save you. Please, let go of my shirt. That's right. He's the one on trial, not you. He's the one who should be nervous. You need to stay strong for your client, Mia. My name is Mia Fey. I'm still pretty new at this lawyer thing. Not the turnabout I was expecting, honestly, when I was thinking turnabouts. Because I remember Mia Fey. Well, in the first game, that is. Slash second game, slash first game, mostly. The first time I appeared in court was a year ago. That trial traumatized me so badly, I thought I'd never set foot in another courtroom. It's been 1 year since then, and well, here I am again. This time I'm gonna win. For my client, and for myself. I'm still halfway to signing the voice, so apologies. April 11th, 10 a.m., District Court, courtroom number 2. Court is in a session for the trial of Phoenix Wright. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense today is Miss Mia Fey, was it? Yes, Your Honor. Is there a problem? I was under the impression that Marvin Grossberg was to be leading the defense. Yes, well, you see, Mr. Grossberg had a bit of an emergency. Emergency? That isn't him standing right there right next to you. Yeah, well, you're just a rookie. Are you sure you could really handle this? Don't scare Mia. Give him your toughest luck. Of course, Your Honor. I think. Mr. Payne, your opening statement, please. Wow. Can't believe a veteran like me has to spend his time babysitting a new defense lawyer. ... Exclamation point. Don't worry, little girl. It'll all be over soon. What was that all about? Was he trying to trash talk me? Now then, I'd like to proceed with a summary of events on the day of question. The incident occurred at the campus of IB University. The murder victim was a student named Doug Swallow. He was a 4th-year student studying pharmacology. This is not a good sign. Pharmacology. It sounds like he was a very bright young man. Yes, well. The device setup plays. Next, we have a photo taken at the scene of the crime. Students discovered the scene shortly after the murder. They found the victim's body and the defendant who had obviously bungled his getaway. Then they called the police. I certainly makes the defendant look very suspicious indeed. Figured it out. The court accepts this photo into the record as evidence. By the way, I can't quite tell how to toss a definite from this photo. Your reputation for sagacity is well earned, Your Honor. The truth is, this victim died of a rather unusual death. An unusual death? What do you mean, Mr. Payne? Well, perhaps the defense would like to take this question. Nani? Simple question. I thought I might loosen you up a bit. Also, Edward John Cena is imminent because Rebel's here. I am a genteel man, if you will. A what? Stand up to him, Mia. Show what you're made of. Perfect opportunity. Well, what is it? A cause? Go on. They say you know at least this much. I'm so sorry. I didn't get a chance to read through the whole file. My hemorrhoids are beginning to act up. Now see here. The details of the case are filed under the court record. But you knew that already, didn't you? Right, that button. All the weapons we need to be found in the court record. Fine. There's a bench. Date and time of death for April 9th at 3 p.m. Cause of death was fatal electric shock. Yes, sir, I'll do just that. Gotta stay calm, can't let the prosecutor get the better of me. Now, when the attorney for the defense, please answer the question. Guilty. I'm not guilty being late, I swear. I mean, terrible. Electrocution. According to the court record, it was a fatal electric shock. In other words, electrocution. Electrocution? How could such a thing happen? Did the brother use a type of new super powerful stun gun, perhaps? The answer to that will become crystal clear as the trial proceeds, Your Honor. But before that, there's one more vital issue. What's that? Why, motive, of course. Apparently there was some bad blood between the victim and the defendant. Bad blood? What do you mean? Oopsie, I'm terribly sorry. You're the defense attorney, so you must know all about it. I shouldn't be stealing your spotlight like this. I really don't like this guy's smoke attitude. That's Winston Payne for you. He's one smooth operator if you catch my drift. They don't call him the rookie killer for nothing, you know. As he messes with his hairdo. Now then, let's open the defense. Source of the bad blood. Well, that's my sign to say, hey, save. There's only 10 save files, so I'm gonna have to save over the Phoenix Wright files. But I will keep... Well, I can just go back in time, technically, so... I'll save over the Ace Attorney file for this, though. Evidence. I need to get all worked up about this. As I said, all our weapons can be found in the court record. Find the evidence you need and shove it into Old Greybeard's face. Yes, sir. Into Old Greybeard's face. Mr. Grossberg. Can I set up an example for the young lady? Mere evidence is the only thing in the court record. People's profiles are as well. Right, I remember that. Now then, let's see what you got. How's the bad blood between them? It's obviously my superior now. 30 art student, currently has a cold. Victim. It's Winston Payne now. Phoenix Wright's girlfriend. They ate the victim Doug swallowed up until 8 months ago. Yeah, I'd say it's safe to say that's probably the cause. Take that. No. Take that. Take that. I need to warm my finger pointing posture. The reason for the bad blood between the two of them was this woman here. Talia Hawthorne, is it? Very good, Miss Faye. You seem to have picked up on this at least. This woman's the girlfriend of the defendant, Phoenix Wright. But up until 8 months ago, she was with the victim, Mr. Swallow. Later, she has some part to play in the story. He's done it again. For the cross-examination stars, he's already got the judge sneaking like he wants. Better down to the pain. Please call your first witness. If it pleases the court, the prosecution would like to call Mr. Phoenix Wright. The defendant himself? Well, this way. It's fine, after all, Mr. Wright is innocent, right? The defense has no objection. Let it out. The court calls Mr. Phoenix Wright to the witness stand. Witness, please state your name and occupation. Oh, yes. My name is Phoenix Wright. My job is, well, right now I guess I'm a suspect. No, he means what you did before you got arrested. No. I was a university student. Mr. Wright? You understand that you're a suspect in the... I didn't do it. I'm innocent, I tell you. Would the defense please refrain from passing on his code to the rest of us? It seems the witness has something he wants to say. Well then, there's a light. Please tell us about your relations to the victim. Right away, Your Honor. The victim and I. I admit I was there. But I'm not a killer. all I did was find his body. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. I never even talked to that stuck-up British wannabe. I see. So you hardly knew the victim. Right, like I said, I'm not a killer. Looks like the judge understands. You're being naive, you know. Too naive. And Nani? It seems you've forgotten one small thing, young lady. And that would be... This witness has to undergo something called cross-examination. Cross-examination? He's right, and it's the defense's duty to carry out the cross-examination. The purpose is to determine if the victim's testimony contains any contradictions. Contradictions? If a witness is lying, their statement will conflict with a court record. But Mr. Wright's my client. Even if he is your client, in court, all lies must be struck down. As a lawyer, that is your duty, you see. What do you mean by that? If he's saying that testimony just now, that there was a lie, a contradiction. Now then, your cross-examination, if you please, Miss Faye. Yes, Mr. Wright. Tell me you haven't been lying. You wouldn't do that to me, would you? Alright, I write a basics press and present. When you say there, you mean the place where the victim was murdered? Yeah, sort of. The place where something happened anyway. Something. You can't hide what happened. We have photographic evidence. Anyway, Mr. Wright, what were you doing at the scene of the crime? I thought you said you didn't know the victim, Mr. Swallow. It was just a coincidence. We bumped into each other by accident. A coincidence, huh? You say you found the body, so who called the police? Unfortunately, with some other students, I notified the police. Other students? That's correct. There are witnesses. Witnesses who saw the defendant standing there next to the body in shock. No, we're 5 years in the past. We're 5 years from, before, I guess, the events of Phoenix Wright played out, where she sort of, well, you know, died. Our client is Phoenix. The Turnabout I wasn't expecting, so that's why I'm confused about how to voice act this. Because usually I use... Yeah, Back to the Future, pretty much. Because usually I use my regular voice for the main lawyer, but the main lawyer is Mia, and I usually use the British voice for Mia, so... I'm at a conundrum already. Oh, and Phoenix is sick, by the way. Can you stop sneezing every time you're in a bind? Well, it's true that I was pretty shocked when I found the body. But I... So you didn't know his face or even his name, right? Right. Well, no. That's... I mean... So, which is it? Did you know him or not? I see, yeah, you kind of avoid answering the question by sneezing all day. Well, I guess I did know his name. News to me. Why didn't he tell me that before? I heard he used to date Dolly. Who is this Dolly person? Yes, that would be the famous lawyer, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Oh, I see. Ah, young love. Oh, bittersweet. That's all I knew about him. He said, you say the following in your testimony. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. That's right. I mean, why would I even... But that doesn't sound right. If you hardly knew him, then why would you say the victim was a stuck-up British wannabe? ... I really need to work on my pointing. My pointing skills are off. That works. We may, I guess we sort of did. I know it's a Japanese thing. Well, I guess outside the US, it's a thing where if you're sick, at least in Japan, you wear a mask to not get sick. You know, pre-COVID stuff, not COVID 2020. Definitely wasn't a year in hindsight, the grand scheme of things. Well, Mr. Wright? No, it wasn't me. I'm not a killer, I swear. He said I'll give you an opportunity to revise your testimony. How is it that you knew the victim was, as you put it, a British wannabe? Yes, well... Did you see at the crime scene? The Union Jack, I mean. Yes, that's right. I saw at the crime scene. That's why I figured he must love British stuff, see? It's true, cross my heart. I swear I didn't do it. And he's acting facially the salmon I ate last night. May I ask you something, Miss Faye? Yes, Your Honor. What is it now? Who is this person anyway, this Union Jack fellow? ... The Union Jack is the name of the United Kingdom's flag. Oh, I see. So you mean like the Stars and Stripes, right? As usual, Your Honor, your insight astounds me. So that just occurred to me. Isn't there something strange about this pit just now? Yeah, there's a contradiction there. Mr. Grossberg? Really now, show this boy you mean evidence. What? Show this boy you mean business. With evidence, I mean. What is this? Strange. Hang on. I'm gonna say because I know I'm gonna completely mess this up. I know myself by now. 1 year ago, I was in a courtroom just like this. Right. Oh, that's just it. Okay. Okay, I think it's probably not that. It's probably what I think is probably actual evidence, not a person. Objection. Objection. Are you certain you saw the Union Jack? Yeah, sure, it was right there on his back. Miss May, is there some point to this line of questioning? Your Honor, please take another look at the crime scene photo. As you can see, there's absolutely nothing on the victim's back. Wait a minute, he's wearing a leather jacket. The Union Jack was on the back of the t-shirt he was wearing. I was under the impression he accidentally came across the body. But if I was reading the case, then you wouldn't know that, would you? You'd have no idea at all what he was wearing underneath that jacket. Mr. Wright, you've been lying to me. There is an objection. There's an objection, sound alert. It's somewhere buried in there because I changed it to, before I started today. Mr. Wright, you've been lying to me. At least I'm pretty sure. Sorry, I had to break immersion for a second. Okay, we'll establish it. There it is. I'm taking your points, by the way. Just have to. Yeah, let him. That penis chest is sent for Phoenix anyways. I can't believe I trusted him. Mr. Red was all wrong. Hehehe. That was just an impressive bit of cross-examination. Thank you for uncovering the defense lies for me. It's quite clear this man did not simply stumble upon the scene of the crime. Oh, did I go too far? By the way, Mr. Wright, seem to have a really bad cold. Have we taken any medicine for it? Yeah, I took some, but it was a medicine he took an over-the-counter brand called Cold Killer X. Yeah, that's right. It kills colds good. Well, wait a second. Actually, I'm a big fan of Cold Killer X. Would you happen to have that medicine with you right now? Well, actually, I've seen that I've lost it somewhere. He lost this. Does this even have anything to do with the case? Mr. Wright? Should I tell you where your cold medicine is right now? Nani? Your Honor, I'd like you to take a look at another photo from the crime scene. What's this? In the victim's hand, it's Cold Killer X? Objection! No. I should look at the actual feed for that one. Objection. I'm sure I'll learn how to point correctly in time. Yes, but even I got a bottle of Cold Killer X in my apartment. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid that argument won't work. There's no doubt as to who this bottle of Cold Killer X belongs to. Especially since Wright's fingerprints were all over it. Nani? Sensing his murderous intent, Mr. Swallow must have picked up the bottle of medicine, dropped it by Mr. Wright, and hid it in his hand. His purpose in doing so can only have been to identify his killer as Phoenix Wright. I only have 30 slots to work with the 0-bit redeems, and while I replaced it with V, so I might change it back next session. We'll see. Order in the court. I'd like to present this photo and follow as evidence. Better now, the court is accepted into the record. Victims watched up at the time of death. Medicine found clutched in the victim's hands is covered in Wright's fingerprints. Also, the victim's wristwatch was broken. Broken? Yes, it ceased functioning when a large wave of electricity passed through it. Wow, Mr. Knight, do you have some kind of explanation for all this? This is really bad. Ah, my buttocks. My poor, poor hemorrhoids. What really happened? I'll look at the evidence after this, because I want to see what that wristwatch stopped at, since they wanted something else so significant. The truth is, I went because he called me. He was in the pharmacology department, so we agreed to meet at 2:45 behind that building. We talked for a bit, and then at around 3 o'clock we split up. Then later, when I went back, I found him lying there. I've been taking cold killer eggs for the last 2 or 3 days. When I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident. So that's completely different from the testimony you gave previously. I'm sorry, Your Honor. I was afraid you wouldn't believe the truth. You forgive me if I say I hardly find your current testimony any more credible. Miss Faye, please begin your cross-examination. Please, Mr. Wright, don't tell any more lies. Okay, take a look at this picture real quick. I do have a mouse to work with. I want to say that's 12. Yeah, you can see my mouse. I want to say that's 12, so... That's after 3, it looks like. Okay. Is it? Yeah, small hand's the hour, big hand's the minute. Or is it 6? No, that's 12. I see the X in 2 ones. That's 12. Or it could be 6. Right, when in doubt, press. Have you ever met the victim before then? Never. But yeah, I think he called me up and told me he wanted to talk about Dolly. It's kind of embarrassing. Dolly is my sweetheart. What was that for, Mia? I'm so sorry. I just felt like stabbing someone all of a sudden. Dolly Hunter was also delivered the murder victim, Doug Swallow. Before she met Mr. Wright, that is. And so that's one of those nasty Dutch triangles I see. Was it Miss Swallow who indicated you should meet at 2:45? Yeah, we were both there right on time. You said the victim is in the pharmacology department, correct? Yeah, he was studying how to manufacture improved pharmaceuticals. Everyone called him an alchemist if I were you. An alchemist, I see. I gotta admit, I was a little suspicious. He had a whole laboratory and everything. It was full of chemicals and strange machines that run on high voltage electricity. Oh, how fascinating. He sounds like he was quite an ambitious young man. I want to know more. So you're absolutely certain you met at 2:45? Pretty sure that's the time class ends. But they're always doing experiments, so it doesn't matter much. Experiments? Yeah, those pharmaceutical guys are always in the lab whipping up something. I think he's right about the time anyway. I don't know about the other detail though. I was wondering if you could tell us a bit more about the pharmacology department. Okay, sure. I don't know all that much now. A little bit earlier in your testimony, you said something interesting. You said the department uses strange machines that run in high voltage electricity. That's right, they sure look dangerous. They use no standard voltage, so there's high voltage cables everywhere. High voltage cables? Yeah, there are electrical poles set up all around the building. The high voltage cables run overhead across the roof. Around the roof. Well, I think we're getting somewhere. Oh, I also noticed, there's this stuff that tells me how long the testimony is, so I'm not sure if that's something new for this game or if it's just a new quality of life feature. Good to know how far into testimony I'm in for this. So what was it you were talking about? You know, that maybe we should hang out again sometime. Hang out again sometime? I wish that were true. So you say you went back. Yeah, that's when I found the body. Yes, but why did you go back in the first place? Weren't you angry with him? Well, that's right, I was. ... Then why, Mr. Wright? Why did you go back there? ... I thought maybe we could make up. Okay, at least the thoughts were broken up. Judging by the atmosphere, I'm pretty sure that no one's buying this. I didn't look at the medicine because I got distracted by the photo. Right, has fingerprints. It's rather unusual to catch a cold this time of year, isn't it? Yeah, I always get a little careless when the weather starts to warm up. I guess I shouldn't sleep with the window open this early in spring, huh? I suppose common sense is not always common. So, did anyone else know you were taking cold medicine? Well, I always took one after meals. So I'm pretty sure all my friends knew about it. On the day of the incident, what did you do for lunch? Huh? What does that have to do with anything? You can never be too sure. I always eat with Dolly, just the two of us. Dolly's homemade lunches are just the greatest. Her mini elements are magically delicious. Ow! Why'd you punch me in the jaw? Oh, I'm so sorry. I just feel like hurting someone all of a sudden. Think that's enough for now. So the defendant and the victim met at approximately the time of his death. And then the defendant returns to the scene for some unknown reason. I'm not entirely convinced by his explanation about the medicine bottle either. But maybe if Frank came is right. Your testimony cannot be trusted. What do you mean? I knew it was too much for a little girl. Too much work for a little girl. However, there's one mystery that still remains. There is, Your Honor. How the murder is carried out, of course. Just how was the victim electrocuted? I don't believe the murder weapon has been produced yet, correct? Well, that is... You're correct, Your Honor. So, how exactly was Mr. Swall killed? If I could somehow establish how it was done, maybe I can still come out of this mess smelling like a rose. I'm assuming the watch is probably another hand, that's why I don't see in this picture. But when in doubt, save. Your Honor. Yes, Miss Faye. I believe I've been able to piece together everything we've heard up until now. We should be able to solve the mystery of how Mr. Swallow died. That would be most impressive. Quite the brash statement coming from a rookie. But even a beginner like you must understand the basic rules of the court, yes? An attorney must be able to substantiate arguments with evidence. Of course I know that. Actually, I totally forgot about that. Now then, Miss Faye, let me see what you got. I'm assuming just present the crime folder, right? Take that. As for the cause of death, I'd say this picture captured it quite well. Inani? But there's nothing that even really resembles the murder weapon here. Okay, I have to apply myself. Simple. Zappy bet. Well, naturally, it's right here. What is that? A severed electrical cable, I believe, Your Honor. Remember the testimony we've heard. The machines of pharmacology students use in their experiments require high voltage. And because of that, there are special high voltage cables strung up everywhere. So then the high voltage cable. Yes, the high voltage cable is the cause of death. That is the most likely explanation. I'm not saying it sounds plausible. Well, Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this? Well, I believe some praise is in order. Don't toy with me, old man. Now, the victim's cause of death may indeed have been a high voltage cable. However, I want you to think about what this really implies. The only one who had the opportunity to use the cable as a murder weapon was the defendant. That might just certainly true. Yes, and that's not all. We have proof. You have irrefutable proof that established that Mr. Wright was the murderer. You do? What is it? His fingerprints. Fingerprints? You mean that the defendant's fingerprints were on something besides the medicine bottle? Let's take another look at the crime scene photo. As you can see, the victim is wearing a leather jacket. And as you may know, leather holds fingerprints quite well. You mean... Yes, it was quite clearly imprinted on the chest area of the victim's jacket. The palm print of the defendant's very own hand. Naughty? I can only think of one way Mr. Wright could have left the print like that. Intent of murder, he squarely pushed the victim toward the severed electrical cable. Order, that's enough. I think we can conclude that there is no reason to continue with the cross-examination. Stick a fork in us, we're done. Mr. Grossberg. My hemorrhoids never lie. It shows over me. I knew that boy was guilty the first time I saw him. No, you're wrong. Mr. Wright is innocent. No further evidence is required to convince me of this man's guilt. Your Honor. At this time, I'm prepared to render the verdict in this case. Hold it. Do you have something further to add, Miss Faye? Is this what you want, Mr. Wright? You still haven't told us the truth, the whole truth. If you don't say something now, the judge is gonna hand down his verdict. I can't. I just can't say it. If I told you what really happened, then it'd be... It's okay, Mr. Wright. I'm your attorney. You can trust me. Miss Faye? No matter what he had to say, I believe in you and I'll represent you to the very end. We've already established the defendant's guilt. There's no further need for him to say anything. Wait a minute. Mr. Wright? I'll tell you what really happened. But I already told you, Mr. Wright, there's no need for further. I did it. I admit it. I pushed him. It's my fault. My fault that Doug Swallow's dead. That girl, you shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake. If you continue to see her, it's gonna be bad news. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you didn't know about that girl. Stop it. Don't talk about her like that. What you just said? Was that the truth? Yeah, I was afraid. Afraid that if I told the truth, everyone would think I was a murderer for sure. For sure. Well, that Dean's gonna be standard. I'll absolutely convince you are. Please. Please give me one more chance to explain. This time I swear I'll tell the whole truth. You'll be okay. What, Miss May? I believe in you. Thank you. Still can't believe it. He really did push the victim. It feels like my hemorrhoids are doing a Harlem Shake. When I push the victim. Because I forgot how much my throat gets dry when I'm doing all this voice acting, or trying to anyway. That guy was talking bad about Jolly. I lost my temper. Wait. I just realized I set the back of his jacket and he pushed the front. Alright, small contradiction, but not in this testimony probably. At that moment, I heard some kind of loud noise. A little while after I left, I started to get worried. So I went back, but he was just lying there, dead. Well, the explanation is really quite simple. When you pushed him, Mr. Swallow fell back and touched the electrical cable. He died from the shock, and that, as they say, is that. A simple explanation indeed. At the time of the incident, a light rain had been falling. Away from the rain, the victim was more easily electrocuted. But when I pushed them, there weren't any electrical cables nearby. If there had been something like that, even I would have noticed it. It's true. Even a doofus like him could have missed that. Miss Faye. Let me warn you right now that if your cross-examination doesn't yield any new facts, a tentative verdict without further delay. Are we clear on that? Yes, Your Honor. Give up, Mia. If he is innocent, there must be some kind of evidence somewhere that will prove it. I think I know what that evidence probably is. Will I still push stuff? Yes. So what kind of things did Mr. Swallow say to you? He said all sorts of terrible things about Dolly. He said that she was a bad girl. Is that all? Yeah. Well, Miss Faye heard himself. Boy, you're not doing yourself any favors here, Mr. Wright. Please don't make this harder for me than it already is. Can you tell me about what happened in a little more detail? That guy, he just said what he wanted to say to me. And then he put on a jacket he was holding and started to leave. That's when I lost my temper and flew into a furious frenzy. I just gave him a light, gentle shove to the chest. Yeah, when he did that, there was no severed cables anywhere to be seen. Right, there was nothing like that at all. But is it possible he merely overlooked it? Well, I guess it's possible. What are you doing? Do you let that guy steamroll over you like cheap asphalt? I believe that's what's the point here is a mode to push occurred. A loud noise? What would you say that loud noise was, Mr. Wright? I'm not sure, but it was really loud. It was like snap. You know, kind of think of it, I wonder what that was. Clearly, Your Honor, it was the sound of the victim being electrocuted. Objection. You're not qualified to decide that. Yeah. Mr. Wright, that loud noise you heard may be extremely important. So try to remember what it was. How do I put it? It was like a sharp crack. Could it have been... What could it have been? Hurry up and tell us. When I pushed him, he dropped the umbrella he was holding. He fell right on top of it, it broke. That was probably the noise I heard. Umbrella, huh? And did that umbrella belong to the victim? Yeah, it was a plastic umbrella. Cheap and frail, kind of like the owner. Then again, I wish I had any kind of umbrella. I was totally soaked to the bone. This way. Well... I mean, it's probably important, so yeah. Or is it important? No, this cheap umbrella is more than important, it's vital. I want to officially have it enter into the testimony. How perfectly fitting. flimsy information for a flimsy lawyer. The court agrees to the defense's request. After you shot the victim, did you leave the scene right away? I did. I admit it, I was furious. You know, without even checking Mr. Swallow's condition. Well, yeah, but like I said, I got worried about him later. Okay, I imagine that this is probably the important part. After I shoved him, he fell down on top of his cheap umbrella. So Mr. Swallow fell on top of his umbrella. Are you certain of this? Yeah, it was right there under him. Actually, if it had been under him, I was planning on borrowing it for myself. The umbrella, you mean? Yeah, well, you see I was wearing a sweater here. Dolly stayed up late for nights at a time knitting this for me. I didn't want the rain to dampen the handmade symbol for love. My stomach is not to be used as your personal soccer ball, Mia. I'm so sorry. Okay, then disperse this, I guess. That time, did you see anyone else at the scene of the crime? No, nobody. Heck, that stupid cop sounded funnier. Right, so the umbrella bed. Objection. Why didn't you testify about the umbrella from the very beginning? Come on, if I had mentioned that, I would have been able to counter the prosecution's arguments earlier. What do you mean by that? Take another look at the crime scene photo. According to Mr. Wright, the victim fell on top of his umbrella. However, if you look closely, the umbrella is nowhere near the victim. Actually, it's by the electrical pole. Absolutely right. The conclusion here is obvious. After the defendant left, the victim moved from where he fell. In other words, after he was pushed by the defendant, Mr. Swallow was still alive. Order. The victim, he moved. It's obtained the umbrella in this photo. Where is it now? Well, it was collected by the police at the crime scene. I want to present it as evidence immediately. Owned by the victim found broken near electrical pole. Got it. But the umbrella could have simply been blown there by the wind. Objection. According to the testimony, the victim fell on top of the umbrella. There's simply no way it could have been blown there by the wind. I know this matter that umbrella seems relatively trivial, but as long as the smallest cell remains, I cannot render a final judgment. Also, the gas is herpes. Well, his hairstyle. I must say, I still find it hard to believe that a huge hole has been blown in the prosecution's case by the defendant's testimony. The victim fell on top of his umbrella. There was a loud sound when this happened. Well done, Mia. It's certain. What are you talking about? pardon me, Your Honor. It seems I was expecting too much of a free ride. It was foolish to think I could establish guilt through cross-examination alone. I'm afraid I don't follow what you're saying. ... Let me guess. You have another witness. Exactly. In this witness, this testimony will be I also want to say inconceivable, but that's not the word. Incontrovertible. I definitely can't work that. Well, who is this witness? Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Dahlia Hawthorne? You don't mean Dolly? I do, Your Honor. The defendant's very own lover is a witness to the whole thing. That's right. She was at the scene of the crime when the murder took place. Nani? I'm so sorry to break the bad news to you, my dear. Bad news? You couldn't be more wrong. Actually, I've been waiting for this. You can't be serious. Mia, what do you mean by that? I think this is a good point for us to stop at. Both will now enter a 20-minute recess. After that, we will listen to the testimony of Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. April 11th, 11:52 a.m. District Court, defendant lobby number 3. Miss Faye, I'm sorry about what happened back there. It's alright. At least he told us the truth in the end, Mr. Wright. Yeah, so I guess I can start to relax then, huh? Relax, my boy. You can't be serious after hiding such important facts. But the next defendant is my Dolly, right? She'll save me. I just know she will. Why do you think that? What do you mean? She's the love of my life. That's why. The love of your life, huh? Would you mind telling me more about you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne? Sure, no problem. Dahlia and we first met 8 months ago right here in this very courthouse. Actually, I'm studying to be a lawyer on the side. Anyway. One day, she and I just bumped into each other in the reading room downstairs. That's why I really think it was fate that brought us together. As soon as I first set eyes on her, I knew she was the one for me. Oh, here, take a look at this. She gave this to me the day we met as a symbol of our love. She'd been wearing it around her neck that day, but then she took it off, but before she gave it to me, she said, I want you to carry this. So she gave it to you as a present, I see. This darling little ball is filled with memories of my darling little Dolly. It certainly is a little bottle of light. It makes me so happy I show it to everyone I meet. I want to share my happiness with the whole world. Oh, it's a ball necklace. Never heard of ball necklace, but that's ball necklace apparently. Anyway. So after that, you and Miss Hawthorne started dating? Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now. What a strange girl asking for a present back like that. By the way, Mr. Wright. The day you first met Dahlia Hawthorne 8 months ago. It wouldn't happen to have been on August 27th, would it? Huh? Yeah, it was, but how did you... This happened on August 27th, right here in this courthouse. What's this? A newspaper clipping? Let's see. Murder in the courthouse? Murder? What are you reading there? Let me see that. Oh, I see. Yeah, I think I understand what you're trying to say. I think I understand why you suddenly took such a keen interest in this case. You believe there's some connection between these two cases, am I correct? An article from 828, almost 8 months ago. I hope you don't mind, Mr. Grossberg. I need to finish this myself. Yes, but I'm afraid what you have will not be enough, my dear. I'll go and have a look in the downstairs reading room and see what else I can find. Thank you. I want you to do whatever I can. I want to do whatever I can to be of help to you, Mia. Well, looks like recess is about over. We better all get moving. I guess so. That recess sure seemed longer than 20 minutes now. To be continued in a few minutes. I am actually going to grab a second water, so I will be right back. I will run some math real quick, and we'll be back to resume more of this case. So be back in a few. Yeah, I am back. There's still another 30 seconds of ads, but I just realized I probably should have played some music while I was up and about, so have this for a couple seconds. Okay, for recipe. the mid was just about finished up. I did get some water, but I forgot to push the play button on my music player, so apologies. Alright, let's get back to it. Because I sure forgot how much water you need to voice act. My mouth was dry before I even started, so there's also that. Yeah, sir. Welcome on in. Just came back from the short little break to get water because voice acting. Oh, questionable quality. April 11th, 12:13 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 2. I just realized that I should also move Twitch chat. Probably professional first stream, you know, the usual. I'll put chat on where closer to me, I guess, just above me. Close enough, reconvene. Discipline, please call it witness. This next person is someone who's witnessed the crime as it happened. The prosecution calls Miss Delia Hawthorne to the stand. Butterflies goes, of course. Wouldn't be Ace Attorney without some questionable perkiness to the witness eye. I don't know. What's with this tip silence? In my long career as a judge, I've been deceived by many witnesses. It's my job to dealt to take the one at the wood. But in her case, I must admit you ready to glow a complete sincerity. I can't believe he actually said that. Oh, now then, witness. Could you please state your full name? Right. Uji, please. Don't be sweetie, just don't need to be nervous. If anyone says anything rude, you can be sure I'll cut them down. I'll cut them right down to size. Without flashing with my gavel. I love how they looked straight at me when they said that. Brother gods. Thank you for calming my nerves. You're all so nice. I almost feel right at home. No. If we may move on now, what's your full name and occupation? My name is Delia Hawthorne. I'm a junior in literature at Ivy League University. I just want to say, it's an honor for me to be here in your noble presence. As I mentally roll my eyes. Well, we know whose milkshake brings all the boys to the yard, or however it goes. Sir? Is there something I can help you with? I'm sure there must be some kind of mistake. I didn't want to kill anyone, I just know it. I want to voice act a bit, but I still just wanted to just roll my eyes and just continue on. She's gonna be a tough witness, alright? It only took her 12 seconds to wrap them all around her little finger. Now then, please proceed with your testimony. Tell about what you witnessed on the day of the incident, if you please. What I witnessed. I didn't plan to go back to Feeney's place after class was over. Feeney and Doogie, they were talking behind the building. And then suddenly, Doogie got all wobbly and just collapsed. That's when Feeney noticed that I was there. I went to go and find some other students and they called the authorities. I don't know what to say. according to you, Miss Hawthorne, the defendant didn't do anything wrong? Young lady, as old as I am, even I recall how the flames of young passion can burn. Nevertheless, it's my job to discover the truth. Please tell us the truth. But I would never. Hold it. That's far enough. Witness, I won't allow this to continue. What do you mean by that? Please, let me proceed by cross-examination, Your Honor. I, for one, don't plan to win my case on a bunch of paper-thin lies. Teehee, you haven't changed a bit. Mia Fey. ... What's this? So you two are acquainted? Yes, we've met before. Once. In any case, Miss Fey, the floor is all yours. It's good to see you again, Madam Fey. Madam? I'm no one's grandma yet, girlie. Oh, I forgot. I already witnessed all the text. Now, unless I'm mistaken, Mr. Wright is in the art department. If that's the case, then where is he by pharmacology? By the pharmacology building. Well, I'm in the literature department. I'm studying Japanese senior poetry. Is that humorous yet satirical style haiku, yeah? Nothing left to do. When a man reaches his age, sleep is his best friend. That's supposed to be poetry. It sounds more like a midlife crisis. For me to get into the art department, I have to walk through that back area. I see, that makes sense. When I want to enter the corridors, I always walk through the front doors. How else would you answer? Teleportation? So, who is this Dougie person? Oh, I'm sorry, Doug Swallow. We were dating until about 8 months ago. So what were Mr. Swallow and Mr. Wright talking about anyway? ... How can he be so mean? I would never eavesdrop. I wasn't raised to be this so rude and unrefined. Yeah, boy. Why am I being demonized here? I recognize a bit when I see a bit. Are you saying the victim just collapsed on his own? Yes. In other words, the defendant never touched the victim, is that right? I was watching the whole time. Queenie never did a thing to Doogie. I pressed her for no good reason. I just know the judge would get angry at me. I obviously have a contradiction about this. People like they're not very becoming, Miss Hawthorne, so let's drop them, shall we? What? I would never. Miss Fey, I will not allow you to badger this witness. I believe that the defense is engaged in a fishing exposition. ... That is, she has no supporting. Claire at me like that. I'm just doing my job. Now then, Miss Hawthorne. The defendant's paw print was found on Mr. Swallow's leather jacket. It has already been shown that Mr. Wright did in fact push the victim. What? There's no need to try to cover for the defendant. It would be much better if he came out and told us the whole truth. You're right about young lady. Just tell us everything you saw. Yes, Your Honor. I will. If you don't mind, I'd like to revise my testimony. Looks like we're finally getting somewhere. I didn't see the moment he pushed Doogie. You didn't see it? Well, I saw the moment when Doogie fell to the ground. And at the time there was only the two of them at the scene. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, and the victim, Doug Swallow. Yes, that's right. So then, what did it look like they were doing to you? I thought they were having a nice friendly afternoon conversation. Give me a break. That's why I wasn't really wasn't watching them all that closely. Do you notice anything out of the ordinary at all? No, nothing at all, Mr. Judge. Oh, I like the sound of that, Mr. Judge. And when you say students, do you mean students from the pharmacology department? Yes, they're all very fond of their drugs. Please try to stay on topic. So to find some pharmaceutical students, you went to the labs, correct? That's what I was planning to do, but in the end I wound up not going. A group of about 10 research students came running out of the building entrance. Somehow they all seem to know what's going on. But how could the students have known what was going on? Well, I don't know for sure that they knew what had happened. It's just they all seem kind of excited about something. They look like I'm gonna get any more information about the students. So, did the students call the police? Yes, I was so panicked. It's having a super obvious lie and she knows about it. She's just pretending to protect Mr. Wright. It's gotta be it. Way to go, Mia. Has to be this then, right? What is this clip, by the way? Murder in the courthouse. Real information is being disclosed at the time. It's a victim of yesterday's incident. Just courthouse coverage said to be the lawyer. Police are questioning a 19-year-old female college student who was sitting with the victim. Okay, it's not Phoenix. Go. No, actually it is. No. I know the music didn't stop all of a sudden. That means I did the wrong thing. Oh, I didn't hear anything unusual. That's it. Objection. You say you didn't hear anything unusual. Is that correct? Yes. That's why I was very relaxed, looking at the scenery around me. That's nice, but I find it just a little odd. I have here the testimony of your boyfriend, Mr. Phoenix Wright. And he clearly testified to the effect that when he pushed the victim, he heard a sharp, loud noise. He said that? If you were really that close to the two of them, why didn't you hear this noise as well? Well, maybe the noise just wasn't all that memorable. Objection. But according to Mr. Wright's testimony, it was a sharp noise like a snap. There's no way a noise like that could fail to make an impression. May I have a moment to answer? Uchi, please. I know the reason why I didn't hear the noise. You see, the truth is, I had my headphones on and was listening to music at the time. Headphones? You mean that both of your ears were covered? The rain was just beginning to let up. But it seemed as though Thor wasn't ready for his fun to come to an end yet. So the sky continued to flash and rumble. Thunder and lightning, huh? Yes, I'm afraid of the sound of thunder. So I put my headphones on to block it out. Well, Your Honor. As you can see, there weren't any contradictions in her testimony after all. Wait a sec, Mia. That testimony just now. She said something that could totally change the whole case. There was lightning? Your Honor, there's no problem with the witness's testimony. What do you mean? Didn't you notice? She said there was lightning, correct? Yes. What about it? Well, lightning is actually a large discharge of electricity in the atmosphere, am I right? Now's not the time for a science lesson, Miss Lay. Yes, Your Honor. Anyway, since the cause of death was electrocution, isn't it possible the victim died from being hit by a bolt of lightning? I must admit that the thought has not occurred to me. So what kind of thoughts do occur to this guy anyway? This entire case is built on the premise that Mr. Doug Swallow was murdered. But that very premise itself is mistaken. The defense believes that Mr. Swallow was in fact the victim of a stray bolt. The defense may be onto something. Could it be that the death was actually accidental? Alright, you did it, Mia. I'll be taking a not guilty now if you don't. Of course. I'm hurt that you have such a low opinion of me, Miss Faye. Nani? I'm not a fool, you know. The prosecution has done its research, Your Honor. We found that there were no lightning strikes on that day at that location. Eh? What's more, we have evidence that the electric cables is definitely linked to this case. Evidence, Mr. Payne? What is this evidence? This affidavit. And who is this affidavit from? The pharmacology students who were conducting experiments in their labs that day. Allow me to read out to the court the testimony of the students. All equipment in the labs lost power all of a sudden at around 3 p.m. that day. Was it a blackout? All the last equipment runs at high voltage, Your Honor. So you're saying the equipment lost power because... Precisely. They lost power because of the severed electrical cable. The power outage occurred at approximately 3 p.m. which fits with the time of death listed in the autopsy report. Exactly. In other words, the victim died as a result of touching the severed electrical cable. I already see a really clear contradiction about this theory. I'm just pointing it out now so that I can say it because I saw that clock. I saw I clearly remember the wristwatch, and it's clearly not 3 o'clock on the dot. So I'm sort of sus about this. According to the students, the cables are very old. They're planning how to replace it in the near future. I see. Apparently the cables have become so brittle that even the smallest bump would have caused them to break. The old power cable broke due to some sort of impact at 2:55 p.m. Yeah, I still see that same contradiction. It just makes it even more obvious to me. But there's one thing that troubles me. If the cable could have been broken by any small bump, then it wouldn't have snapped if it had been bumped into, correct? I suppose you could say that. In this way, I have plenty of thoughts, Your Honor. I don't like how this is looking one bit. Don't mind me, just saving. Well then, let's hear it. Who or what was it that caused the cable to break? This is it. This is why the cable snapped. Well, Your Honor. Okay, I was gonna say I shouldn't get paralyzed, right? Okay. Also, take that. Your Honor, please take back to Mr. Wright's testimony. The defendant's testimony? He said that after he pushed the victim, he heard a large sharp noise. Now, this happened at around 3 p.m., correct? Yes, that sounds right. Wait, are you saying that? The lab equipment lost power at 2:55 p.m., which fits right in Mr. Wright's timeline. In other words, it was Mr. Wright's shove that caused the power outage. Yes, the prosecution also came to that same conclusion. And it was that very shove that caused Mr. Swallow to be electrocuted. Objection. I'm afraid I can't agree with you there, Mr. Payne. What's that supposed to mean? Take a good look at where the victim landed after being shoved. See the umbrella? It's by the electrical pole. That's right, the victim banged into that pole as a result of being pushed. It was that impact that caused the cable to break. Well, that makes sense, and then the victim was electrocuted. I'm sorry, Your Honor, but no, it doesn't make sense at all. If the victim was shoved into the far pole, then he couldn't have been electrocuted by the severed cable in the foreground here. In other words, someone other than my client must have electrocuted the victim. Order in the court. Lamentations of my enemy, how I long to hear them. It's true. The defense is absolutely correct. There doesn't seem to be any way the defendant could have... Mr. Judge, sir? May I say something? The Madam Attorney's explanation. She says some things that are a little different than I remember them. What the... Please, just once more. May I please testify one last time? Pretty please. Uji, why? Okay, this is it. She's finally starting to show her true colors. What I witnessed, Pardos. The truth is, Beanie pushed him twice. The first time was into the electrical pill, and that's when the cable broke. Then Dookie tried his best to run away from him. But Beanie caught up and pushed him into him from behind. The cable snapping and Dookie being electrocuted all occurred in less than a minute. So, after being shoved, the victim got up and tried to run away. And that's when the defendant pushed him for the second time. So sorry, Feeny, but I just had to tell the truth. Am I doing the right thing? Am I, Mr. Judge? How old is the person testifying? They're 20. Also, no rebel, you have Psy. Still. Right, cross-examination time. I presume we're going to be evidence to her face, but I'm just gonna still press regardless, because it seems like a fun thing to do. Miss Hawthorne, previously in your testimony, you said the following. Actually, I didn't see the moment he pushed Dookie. I know, I'm sorry. I just wanted to protect Feeny. So that's why you basically lied to the court? I was a bad girl, I know. Mr. Judge? Would you please forgive a little of me? Of course he won't. What she did is called Uji, why? Also, a Chivo may have popped up. I'm not going to read what it says. You're saying you actually saw the victim get pushed into the electrical pole? Actually, I want to read what it says. I must be guilty because she's cute. Do you really want to think about what Sai would probably do if she caught you saying those words? Oh, pressing a claim. Okay. Probably because I came to the same conclusion I did, but I'm still gonna keep pressing. I know he's a look at it, but Feeny can be a bit of an imp when he wants to be. Oh, really? But I never imagined that would cause an electrical cable to break. Feeny's really scary when he gets mad. Okay, I think I'm actually gonna just eat the evidence. Well, I need to press anyway, so I'm gonna press this, but to confirm. Did you actually witness the moment the victim was electrocuted? Sorry, I didn't actually see it. I turned my eyes away. It's understandable. Would have been a horrific sight for anyone to behold. Okay, I probably just have to keep pressing. So, let me get this straight. You were happily listening to music in your headphones while you watch this scene unfold? Miss Bay, I had to ask you to stop bashing the witness. I wasn't happy. I was so scared that I couldn't even move. All I could do was stand there and cheer them on. Cheer them on? What do you mean by that? Well, I wish the best for them both and that they would each give the fight their all. That doesn't sound quite right. There were handprints found on the chest of the victim's leather jacket. Mr. Payne, were there also prints found on the back of his leather jacket? Well, no, there weren't. Madam Faye, might I suggest you listen a little more carefully? I said that he crashed into him from behind, right? I think he would leave any prints behind that case, would he? Also doesn't. I should probably lower it a bit more. Yeah, it has to. I did the wrong thing. Objection. That's enough, witness. I'm afraid I don't understand. You will in a minute. Could you please take a look at this picture?
Ooh.
Uru. Oh, that medicine. That's the one thing he likes to take for his cold. It's not the medicine I want you to look at. It's the wristwatch. Okay, I was right. It was after 3. I can read numerals. Cool. It stopped at the precise time the victim was electrocuted. In other words, 3:05 p.m. Yes, and your point is, Miss Faye? My point is this. What time was it when the lab suffered a power outage due to the cable snapping? Well, according to the student's testimony, the answer is clear. It was 2:55 p.m. Oh. Would you care to explain to the court, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne? What exactly happened during this 10-minute interval? The defense proposes that it was during the interval that the real murderer killed Mr. Doug Swaddle. Order? What? This is nonsense. The real murderer? Objection. Even you can't deny the time between the cable breaking and execution are completely unaccounted for. Then who is it? Who else are you saying could have done it? There's only one person who could have murdered Mr. Swallow. Only after my client had left the scene. Was there a window of opportunity for the real killer? Miss Faye? Is the defense attorney ready to indict someone as this real killer? It's finally time. The moment I've been waiting for. Yes, Your Honor. We are ready. Better now, put to the number. If you accuse the wrong person, you will be penalized. That's obvious. Take that. It could only have been you, Dahlia Hawthorne. How could you? The defense is grasping at straws. 10 minutes passed between the time the cable broke and the time of electrocution. What exactly were you doing that whole time, Miss Hawthorne? Were you really listening to some music while cheering them both on as they fought? I find it hard to believe that you didn't lift a finger to shout the men dearest to you. Order. Miss Faye. I mean... Miss Hawthorne, I believe we did witness the 2 men fighting on that day, however... After Mr. Wright pushed the victim and subsequently left the scene, it was you who pushed Miss Swallow to his death by your very own hands. Always a cute person. It's always the person you least expect it to be sometimes. Oh, in this case, it seems pretty straightforward. How can you say something so mean, Man of Fate? I didn't do anything. Nani? Hold it. Your Honor, please, I have something I want to say. You? What is it? Please. Please strike everything the defense said, just not from the record. What the? Are you daft? You're totally wrong, Miss Faye. Jolly, she couldn't do something like that. Mr. Wright, get back to your seat. A bit of gratin, man. Oh, different unknown voice. Boy, he's got himself in way over his head. Oh, Ghostberg, you're back. Seems like I've arrived in just a nick of time. I found a police report on that incident in your newspaper clipping. Thank you so much. That's exactly what I'm hoping for. What did it say? District Court Cafeteria, August 27th, 4 p.m. Victim, Diego Armadillo, lawyer, suspect is Dahlia. Armando ingested poison while interviewing a suspect regarding another case. Traces of poison were found in the victim's coffee cup. Oh. No poison was found in the vicinity or on the suspect's person. It's unclear how the poison entered the victim's coffee cup. I smell a reason. It details how you came to lose your boyfriend. Now then, the defense has made a very serious accusation. Mr. Tane, what do you have to say about this? Well, really, Your Honor, May I interrupt you for just a moment, Mr. Prosecutor? My mental eye rolling continues, by the way. That is, go right ahead. Madam Faye, are you accusing me of killing my sweet Dookie? Yes, I am. Not only am I saying you murdered Doug Swallow, but you also tried to pin the whole thing on your current lover, Phoenix Wright. I told you that you should let me handle this. Sorry, go ahead. How can you say that? I'm absolutely devoted to my dear Feeny. The notion that I would try to frame it is ludicrous. It's all too much for poor little me to bear. Really, the girl's trying to ask what on earth her motive would be. The answer to that lies somewhere in the police report. It must. "8 months ago, an incident occurred in the basement cafeteria of the building. And then... the same day the two of them accidentally met."
What? No! What's happening? No! This isn't right! This isn't right!
Emily is content that the 7 TVMO works for that one. The word panic is special. Your Honor, the defense requires further testimony from Miss Jolly Hawthorne. A further testimony? What about? About the events of the day when she first met the defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What could that possibly have to do with this case? Objection. The witness claims she has no reason to fear and defend it. Am I correct? Well, I have evidence that suggests that she, in fact, had a really good reason. Better now. The court grants the defense's request. Young lady, would you mind staying on for just a bit longer? Of course not, Mr. Judge. Get ready for the battle of your life, Jolly Hawthorne. How I Met My Beanie. Oh, so I like how the music is changing up now. I first met my darling Feeny 8 months ago. It's like we were destined to meet in this very courthouse's basement reading room. The moment our eyes met, my heart skipped a beat. We've been going out ever since that fateful day. We're so lovey-wovey, we would literally make people sick. This is jealousy, I think. Phoenix plays. It's tonight. Do that again and you'll be held in contempt of court. And now we enter the final act of our little drama. As we used to say in the days of my youth, go get her. So until that time, you've been dating Doug Swallow? Yeah, I'm a real fool, I know. Letting my emotions change so quickly, I'm ashamed of myself. Your infamous rejection. Usually plays. My critics have been taking to calling me Judge Fickle. Maybe you should look for a different line of work. Despite that, however, he always hands down the correct verdict. That's why some people call him the Great Judgini. The courtroom's reading room. Strange place to meet the love of your life. It's not true, Madame Faye. After all, Feeny was not only an art student, but he was also planning to become a lawyer. I'm not talking about him, I'm talking about you, Miss Hawthorne. What was a literature student like you doing in the courthouse reading room? That question is a waste of time. It has nothing to do with a murder case. Miss Faye, I'm warning you, it has nothing to do with Miss Fall's case. I'm gonna say keep pressing. Your Honor, if you allow me some latitude, I think I can establish relevance. Please ask her to continue on for testimony. Well, young lady, I got a simple question for you. What are you doing downstairs in the courthouse reading room? It pleases your Honor, the answer is simply this. Yeah, I thought it was like the part of that interruption by Phoenix so I could press. You're writing a paper on what? On a relationship between modern standard poetry and the criminal underworld. That's like a fascinating research idea. Am I getting old? Now have you even forgotten when I've forgotten? Margaret, that crisis stuff? Mia, why did that girl really come to the courthouse? Is that what you wanted to know? And speaking of forgotten things, you haven't forgotten the police report, have you? I know. I wanted to see what the reasoning was before I proceed to eat the paperwork out of her. Objection. Miss Hawthorne, you weren't here because of your research paper, were you? Didn't you actually come here for a much more important reason? What is the meaning of that cocky smile on your face, Miss Faye? 8 months ago, right here in this very courthouse, there was another tragedy. Another tragedy? Do you need an incident in which an attorney was murdered? ... The name of the suspect in this incident is listed here in this report. And that name is Dahlia Hawthorne. Nani? Yes, the sweetie pie of everyone's eye, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. She was the prime suspect in a criminal case just 8 months ago. Order. This is unbelievable. It's true then. The loveliest rose can hide the sweetest stone. Miss Faye, that's not fair. I can't stand on my witness with an unrelated case. I, Winston Payne, would not allow... Mr. Prosecutor, I believe I was speaking. Pardon me, go ahead. It's true that about 8 months ago, the police expressed some interest in me. There's some interest, huh? It suggests, sir, I know I'm under oath, so I'll tell you the absolute truth. I did not commit the crime that occurred during that incident 8 months ago. I see. Okay, I've tied the two crimes together. Now I've just gotta stand the offensive. What's in, Mia? Oh, you really lit a fire in my heart and my hemorrhoids. I could probably tell which isn't more inflamed, the spirit or the hemorrhoids. Probably both. The poisoning. I met the lawyer who was poisoned to discuss something in the cafeteria that day. I left my seat for just a moment, and that's when it happened. From what I heard, it was a liquid poison that was lethal at just 2 teaspoons. Not only that, I heard it was a very special kind of poison. I see a lot of contradictions about this. So that's what happened here 8 months ago. However, as you heard from the witness's testimony, she had nothing to do with it. I think the defense is just about out of tricks. I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Payne, but I'm afraid the defense has many more tricks up its sleeve today. And I'll be sure to show them to you before the end of this cross-examination. Because I clearly see a metric ton of things that are wrong with this statement. That proud posture and self-confidence, absolutely smashing. I still want to press for the sake of pressing now. What were you talking about with the defense's attorney? Well, I'm sorry, that's confidential. According to the report, you were being interviewed regarding another case. The lawyer that was killed, he said he wanted to talk about an incident I was caught up in when I was younger. Why don't you just tell us what that incident is? It has absolutely nothing at all to do with this case. Objection sustained. The defense question is stricken from the record. You get involved in a lot of incidents, don't you, Miss Hawthorne? Well, I guess I was just born under a bad sign. Phoenix, please. That's who are really making me ill, a bit for decidedly different reasons. How long were you gone? I already answered all the questions for the police. It would be relevant, alright. What were you doing that stretch of time? Using the toilet? What do you say, Miss Faye? Okay. Irrelevant. About how much liquid is 2 teaspoons? Well, let me see. My bottle of eye drops says half a fluid ounce, which is equal to 3 teaspoons. So it's about 2/3 of that amount, huh? A poison was found in the lawyer's mug of coffee. It must have been after I left the table. So I must have quietly slipped it in there. A special kind of poison? How so? Well, I heard it's almost impossible to detect. Where's something like that come from? I'm sorry, I've overheard what. All I know is what I overheard the policeman saying. Is there something about using advanced chemical processes to purify it? Yeah, that's quite impressive. Most impressive. The better question is, how did the criminal get something like that? And that's the reason he didn't arrest you? Because no one could show how you could have gotten the poison? I think that's a good enough reason, Madam Faye. She's right. I think we've all had enough misplaced questions. So in essence, the main reason Miss Hawthorne was never arrested for this crime? Because no one could show how she could have obtained this poison? Okay. Well, I have a clear idea of who. Objection. You want to know how to get that kind of poison? I don't believe you. And Nani? In fact, you had easy access to that kind of poison, didn't you? At your boyfriend's lab. Boyfriend? You mean the victim, Doug Swallow? That's right. Up until 8 months ago, Miss Hawthorne was dating Mr. Swallow. And if you recall, Mr. Swallow was a pharmacology student at Ivy University. Pharmacology? His laboratory contained highly advanced chemical equipment. In fact, without such equipment, the culprit could never have attained such a rare and special poison. With fancy music, fancy variation music. It's like Phoenix is like, you're on the right track sort of music, but different. Wow, Miss Hawthorne, it seems you had access to such a poison after all. And then, it was a matter of slipping into the victim's coffee when he wasn't looking. The only person who could have done this for who could have done that was the one sitting at this very table. At his very table. You. Order. Could it be? This is nothing but a baseless. May I say something, Madam Faye? What is it, Miss Hawthorne? The amount of the poison in the coffee was 2 teaspoons, correct? In order to carry that much liquid, you would need some kind of container. Well, yes, that's true. I was searching immediately after the incident took place. Quite true. In fact, the entire courthouse was turned upside down. But they didn't find such a suspicious container anywhere, did they? She's right, and even mentioned in the report. Well, you could have easily got rid of something that small. Excuse me, madam, but this is a court of law. If you're saying it threw the poison container away, I think you need to show some kind of proof. proof. She got me good with that. Provide some evidence, so I have to disallow this line of questioning, Miss May. The police conducted a full body search of Dolly and of the entire courthouse. And yet the container holding the poison just disappeared right after the crime occurred. You're gonna accuse a young lady of committing murder? I know what it is. Take that. You were forced to get rid of the container in a hurry, weren't you? And that's why you passed it on to someone that had nothing to do with the case. Someone that you knew wouldn't be searched. Who is this person? Mr. Phoenix Wright, of course. So the defendant was his witness's accomplice? Of course not. She gave the poison to him disguised as a present. Nani? That's... It's a charming little necklace. Is this a little bottle? It's really quite cute. So what about it? What does it mean, Miss Bay? The day that the witness met and fell for Phoenix Wright was 8 months ago. August 27th, the very same day as the poisoning incident. Under the pretense of love, the witness gave my client a present. In quotes. All for the purpose of hiding the one piece of evidence that would give her away. Nani? Are you saying there's a deadly poison in there? No, there's no longer any poison in that bottle. However, I'm certain if the crime lab were to analyze it, they would find a trace amount. Order the courts. On behalf of Dolly, I object. So I need to control yourself. Let you bully her like this. You're so right. I thought I told you to stay in your seat. Mr. Wright? Why? Why are you going through so much trouble to protect her? Why? Because I'm madly in love with her. Madly in love? I haven't heard anyone say that in a long time. Is it right? Have you ever thought about this? Why exactly would a woman like Dahlia Dalton want to date you anyway? Well, I guess she must be madly in love with me too. Mr. Wright, please, open your eyes. At this point in the trial, I think it should be obvious to everyone. The real reason Dahlia Hawthorne is dating you is... Dahlia Hawthorne was not and is not madly in love with you. The only thing she's after is that bottle necklace you love to wear around your neck. My necklace? Back there in the waiting room, you said it yourself. Yeah, but she's so shy. And tongue twisters. She's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me. Just give it back now. Right, I've read it before. For Dahlia Hawthorne, that necklace is irrefutable evidence of a crime. That's why she absolutely had to get it back. You're lying. But you never gave it back to her. And to make things worse for her, you insisted on showing it to everyone you met. That's why I don't believe you. It's a lie. Mia, are you alright? Yeah, I think so. Boy, you went completely insane. Where's Mr. Wright? Looks like the bailiff caught him, so we should be back soon enough. Thank goodness. Oh no. What is it? The bottle necklace. Miss Hawthorne's present. It's gone. Naughty? It's terrible. Mr. Wright must have grabbed it when he slammed into me. Boy, that's the only thing that could have saved him. What Blaze is supposed to do now? So right, this sort of behavior is unprecedented in the history of this court. Sorry. Your apology is not enough. So right, what you do with the ball necklace? Hear me, sorry. It's okay, just get back to the necklace. I ate it. You what? You ate it? It was too big to swallow, but I had to chew it into little bits first, but yeah. What's he doing now? Told it? Your Honor, you gotta stop the trial. So right? Feeling okay? Does your stomach hurt? That body you swallowed may have some poison left in it. Seeing the defendant has proven the prosecution's case for us. Clearly, that bottle did not contain a deadly poison. You'd be so sure. I think that's obvious. As you can see, the defendant is still very much alive. As for the poison, more like a fledgling defense's attorney's overactive imagination. And so it was seen. Objection. No, this must be just a mistake. The bottle must not have any poison left in it. Either the poison must have lost its potency. There. It's alright, rookie. Trusting your client is the most noble thing a defense attorney can do. And it's heartwarming to see that you placed as much faith in Mr. Wright. But that's not how it is for us on the prosecution side too. For example, I would trust a witness, Miss Hawthorne, with my very life. Which is why I can state that your assessment of her is completely wrong. That's enough. Unfortunately, Miss Fay, I cannot accept your explanation of the events. Why? That. This might be impossible for a beginner like you to understand. But in a court of law, evidence is everything. And if I prove so much, is she gonna get away with everything? Well, another decision surrounding Miss Hawthorne has been cleared up. Mr. Wright? I'm sorry, Miss Faye. It totally slipped my mind. I'm really, really sorry. I know you believed in me and I feel like I really let you down. It's alright. What are you trying to say now? There's something I forgot to tell you. What is it? That day I met Doug Swallow. Poison? Same thing happened 8 months ago. A drug sample was stolen. She came to the lab that time too. Could only have been her. That girl's a thief. Stop it. Don't talk about her like that. Is it true? Did he really say that? Ridiculous. There's one more thing. After I pushed him that day, I got worried and came back to have a look. And she was there. Dolly was right there. She was crouched down next to him. Nani? She told me not to ever tell anyone about it, but... sorry, Dolly. Your Honor, the offended is... Miss Faye told him. Dolly didn't do it. She's innocent. So Dolly is still poisoned 8 months ago too, huh? If you put that together in Mr. Wright's testimony, then there's only one possible conclusion. The defense believes that Miss Dahlia Hawthorne stole some poison on the night before she killed Doug Swallow. The night before? Naturally, her motive for stealing it was to kill someone. Miss Faye? You're still certain of your theory? Let me ask you this. Your last chance. Think carefully now. There's something that she's desperately wanting to get back, therefore... It's obviously you're the prosecutor now. Take that. There was one person that was standing squarely in Miss Jolly Hawthorne's way. That person was Mr. Phoenix Wright. Me? That's preposterous. After I was Doug Swallow, I was murdered. Well, it's true that's how things worked out. But let's remember that Mr. Swallow died of electrocution, not poison. The person that Miss Hawthorne was planning to poison was, in that fact, you, Phoenix Wright. There's no one else that it could be. How could that be? I thought Mr. Wright and Miss Hawthorne were in love. Poor Mr. Wright. He's supposed to be killing him. Hang in there. I'll bring her to justice. I swear it. As I said before, the only thing Miss Hawthorne truly cared about was the one piece of evidence linking her to that incident 8 months ago. That's right, the bottle necklace. That's all she cared about. But even so, why? Why would she go so far as to murder him? 8 months ago, just after the fall of that attorney in the basement cafeteria, Dahlia Hawthorne could think of only one thing. How to get rid of the ball necklace as quickly as possible. No, it can't be. It was a pretty good move she made too. The evidence was missing for a long time. But there was just one big problem. Although she got him to hide the evidence, Mr. Wright refused to return it to her. To him, the tiny little bottle was a cherished treasure. He even showed it to everyone he met. You mean that's why she tried to kill Mr. Wright? Correct, Your Honor. It was to retrieve that piece of evidence. Can't be true. I mean, that can't be true. Beanie, what a joke you are. Honestly, how can any woman ever count on you for anything? I even told you time and time again to keep your trap shut about me and a necklace. You disgust me. Miss Hawthorne? It appears that we're nearing the end of this trial. Fine. I could tell you plan on making me into a criminal no matter what I say. You are a criminal, Miss Hawthorne. We'll see about that. But first, where's your evidence? It seems your stupid little crybaby of a client is eating the bottle as a snack. Well, oh man, he's senile or something. Why don't you say something instead of sitting there with that dumb look on your face? Hawthorne, what happened to you? You're really that shocked? Or you prefer me this way, Mr. Judge? Absolutely no proof. You treat a voluntary witness like she's a mass murderer. Well, I have nothing more to say. I'll be heading home now if you don't mind. But we're not finished. Fine. Then ask this nasty old hag to finish up already. Hold it. Can't let her get away this time. Stop, Mia. Keep on pushing without any evidence. You could pay the ultimate price as a lawyer. The ultimate price? You'd be forced to take off your attorney's badge forever, I'm afraid. No. Better think it over a bit carefully, Miss Faye. Or should I say, Miss Gray. It smells like I was safe or else bad things happen, probably. Oh wow, Miss Faye. Can you provide evidence that would establish her guilt once and for all? If I mess up here, my career as a lawyer is over. But to be honest, at this point, I don't have any evidence that's well founded. And so, I'd rather lose my attorney's badge than let her get away with murder. Your Honor, defense would like to present proof. Plus, we can't possibly. Stupid woman. The opinion of the court that there's already been enough discussion. Therefore, I will only allow one piece of evidence to be presented. Just one? If you are unable to establish your guilt, then I'm afraid a very harsh verdict will merely be handed down on Mr. Knight. Understand, Your Honor. I can just imagine the headlines for tomorrow's newspaper. I've been closing lawyer plans to earth before she gets the chance to soar. She was planning to poison Mr. Wright. If that's the case, then the poison was probably in there. Yeah, I have an idea of what it is. Take that. Miss Faye, after all that thinking, this is your best answer? It doesn't count, does it? Okay. I probably put the carriage before the horse in this one. The good thing I discovered the fast forward option. Take that. Here it is, Your Honor. The evidence that will prove her guilt once and for all. Cold Killer X, Phoenix Wright's beloved code medicine. So rookie defense attorney have a bit of a code. I did, I still wouldn't take this cold medicine. After all, it's been poisoned. Nani? Remember what the defense said in his testimony. He lost the bottle. And he always takes it with Dolly. She was the one who took his bottle of Cool Killer X. Then she poisoned it, knowing that Mr. Wright was going to take some. Now you're really grasping at straws. After all, it was the victim Doug swallowed that was holding the medicine. Of course, recall the crime that happened here 8 months ago. Where did Miss Hawthorne hide the evidence? Huh? What are you talking about? 8 months ago, the poison was hidden in her bottle necklace, which she then gave to someone else for safekeeping. Someone she had actually run into in the reading room, my client, Mr. Phoenix Wright. That's right. She did the same thing this time as well. After shoving the victim, Mr. Phoenix Wright left the scene of the crime. That's when the murderer, Dahlia Hawthorne, appeared. With her, she was carrying the poisoned ball of Cool Killer X. This, of course, was so she can carry out her plan to murder Mr. Wright. I believe she did testify that she was going to meet with the defendant. Yes, and she heard and saw everything that happened at the scene of the crime, including what the defendant and the victim were arguing about and the cut electrical cable. That's when she realized I can't allow Dookie to live. She used a severed electrical cable to silence him forever. Unfortunately for her, that's when the problem occurred. Mr. Wright, who she thought had left the scene, came back to check on the victim. And on top of that, because of the power outage, some students showed up as well. It's hardly any wonder that she was, as she put it, in a state of panic. Recall that she was carrying a bottle of poison cold medicine. She must have thought, what if they searched me like they did 8 months ago? 8 months ago? Yes, she disposed of the evidence exactly the same way she did back then. She had someone else hold it. In this case, Doug Swallow. Also, my mouth is dry. And also, the character for the horror site. He is the photo the game had the medicine. Oh well. Come out. Oh, now everyone. Surely you aren't fooled, are you? This stupid woman. She's nothing but a filthy, stinking liar. Right, Mr. Prosecutor? Huh? Yes, that's exactly right. It's just pure desperation. Objection. I wonder which one is a desperate one. So, Miss Hawthorne. This cold medicine. I wonder if you wouldn't mind taking some. Well, Mr. Wright ate that necklace of yours, right? Now it's your turn to prove your evidence. Innocence, what do you say? If I'm just a filthy, stinking liar, there's no need to worry. But come on, show us. I dare you to take some of this medicine right now. You Faye. Mia Faye. Do you think you've won? Well, do you? With an infection in the face. That's just fine. For the time being, victory's yours. For the time being. Well, I have a very long memory, you know. You and I will meet again, I'm certain of it. Eh? Well then, Mr. Judge, I'll see you later too, okay? Huh? Why... yes? I'm gonna go spend a little quality time with the men in blue now. I wish you all the best. Yeah. It's finally all over. I refuse to accept this. The defense hasn't shown a scrap of evidence to support their outrageous claim. But even so, your witness seems to have accepted it. Don't care, I'm Winston Payne. I don't believe one word this rookie's lawyer has said. Well then, Mr. Payne, let me ask you this. Yes. Would you care to try this cold medicine? Nani? Just a little earlier, I could have sworn he said. There, it's alright, rookie. For example, I would trust a witness Miss Hawthorne with my very life. So if she's so trustworthy, then I'm sure there couldn't possibly be any poison in here, right? Well, see. Objection. And here comes the back paddle. Come on now, rookie killer. Show this rookie how it's done. How much trust do you really have for this woman? Are you willing to bet your life? Okay. Well, I got my premonition of what happened 5 years after about his hairpiece. Yes, Your Honor, I filed papers for immediate arrest. Tragic, but not surprising. Uji, please. Just admit you're wrong, Uji. And by the way, Miss Faye. Yes, Your Honor. Was it just me, or did you and Miss Halia Hawthorne seem to know each other? ... Your Honor, whether we did or not has no bearing on this case. Very well. Mr. Payne. This can't be happening. It's a nightmare. It's like losing my daughter. It appears Mr. Payne has lost his spirit along with his hairpiece. Does the defendant have anything further to say? That be true. My dear Dolly. Better it out then. I believe I'm ready to pass judgment and bring this trial to an end. The court finds the defendant, Phoenix Wright, not guilty. Freddy. This court is adjourned. April 11th, 3:16 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 3. Mia, you're wonderful in there. Thank you for everything, Mr. Grossberg. During the verdict, I thought my hammers were going to explode like Mount Vesuvius. Mr. Grossberg, do you make me think you could stop talking about them? That's rather rude. Anyway, this case really made me think. What does it really mean to have a relationship of mutual trust with the client? Perhaps it is we veteran lawyers who have lost sight of this. ... Oh, this tonight's. Congratulations. Thanks. You know, I was thinking. Go on. The doll that I saw up there in the witness stand? I don't think that was really her. Nani? Yeah, the doll I know could never have said those kind of terrible things. Maybe she was like, I don't know, a fake or something. The poor kid still hasn't got a clue. You need to forget about it, Mr. Wright, for your own sake and health. Yeah, you're right. That's probably for the best. Also, you need to relax a bit more. Try to grow up a little. But all my friends, everyone says I'm the most grown up. What kind of company does this guy keep? Right now, I'm studying to become a lawyer myself. That's what you keep saying. But I thought you were in the art department. Well, yeah, I am. There's a friend I desperately want to help. And if I hurry, then I should be able to save him time. I see. Say, Miss Bay? A lawyer is someone who can help people when they're in trouble, right? Mr. Wright, I'm still new at this myself. But I think that's exactly what a lawyer is. Okay, I'm gonna do it. I'll study my butt off. I'll become a lawyer for sure. I hope that we see each other someday. Maybe even in court. It's been 5 years since I was acquitted of all charges. I became a lawyer like I planned and managed to save my friend. But Mia's passed on to a better place. For me, this trial brings up a lot of painful memories. But it also brings up some very precious ones. And memories that I thought would never rise to the surface again. Mia's gone now. But even so, I can hear her in my mind. Phoenix, no matter what, always believe in your client. In a court of law, your greatest weapon is your belief. 5 long years. Nothing's happened that made me think back to her words of wisdom. But it's a story for another day. Turnabout memories end. As for episode 2, that's gonna have to wait till next time. I'm not gonna confirm because I think if I do, it's gonna immediately just throw me into it, but when we come back next time in Phoenix Wright, we see what episode 2 is about. Oh, it won't. It won't, but we'll get to episode 2, the Soul and Turnabout, in the next session.